Hello, hello. Happy Mother's Day to all you mothers and mother likers. Um, how the hell are you? Huh? On this glorious Sunday. It was a beautiful day today. The weather was very lovely today. I mean, absolutely gorgeous. Got to go hang out with some relatives and stuff, and my mom smoke and chill and eat some good ass food. It was really cool. Um, this one's called the Fall of an Empire because that's what we're currently living through. Is the downfall of America. That's what's it's a little quiet, but I'm gonna bring it back up there. That's what's currently happening out there. That's what we're doing today. Um, America has long pretended it's not an empire, but there's no government on earth that pays that much for defense that who's attacking us that we need this much defense. Well, we gotta make sure we have the best. I agree. But instead of letting people if you have a government contract like that, like Boeing, I imagine what happens is that they are in the money business and they make, the F 15. The next year, they design, yeah, at least recently, they may design the F 16 just to design specifically to destroy the F 15. The next year, they make the F 17 to specifically design the F 16. They don't even really wait years. You notice that Boeing is not really so much worried about their commercial flights anymore. Could be because they're spending so much time with their government contracts. Because that's where their real money's coming in. No, I don't know. We could easily say, I'm sure what they're probably doing is like, well, we make weaponry, and the Saudis have a lot of fucking money. We're saying that if America, a capitalist country, doesn't want to buy our products, I mean, you sell Coca Cola to Africa, Canada, any place that wants Coca Cola, any place that wants Nike. Hell, you don't even manufacture most of it here, and you still sell it around the world. That's one thing Trump doesn't realize. Sure, our companies here get a lot of our shit manufactured there. You know what the difference will be to China if we do the thing that they're claiming? iPhone has nothing to sell if China doesn't give them anything to sell. If they stop the ships, Android, all these American companies, these job creators, we're learning exactly how useless they are. Because China's going to go, hey, we re-rigged your chat GPT and whatever. And so instead of investing all the money you did, we came up with our own AI that is built off of like the two most popular AIs. We got those to work together and write a better, more streamlined AI that runs on a service that doesn't need as much power as you guys are needing. What does that mean? Oh, that means that we'll be able to make supercomputer chips. Because while you guys are trying to push forward for the next, and you're also pricing out people from the processors needed, because that's the problem with America. Everything's about possessing. If you run this whole capitalistic game all the way out, Bezos and all these other people, there's only one conclusion. There's two possible conclusions. One, in order to bring down prices of the worker, either they will resort to slavery. We've tried that, and the problem with that is the human will. When there's no hope and there's no chance of advancement, if there's a chance to advance out of the ranks of slavery to anything else, but there's the way America does it, it's about possession. So there are no chances to get out. That's the difference between the slavery here and slavery in other places, pretty much everywhere else. There's a chance to pay off your debt or whatever and walk out. America's like, your kids won't pay off this debt. What debt? Being born to a place that can fucking be victim of my gun. That's what debt. Now pick. You wonder why this place is going to shit? Because you are shit. This whole place is shit. It was fertilized with the blood of the Native Americans, saturated in the semen of the colonists. The tears of the fucking other races that had to suffer for your great ass America. Did they do something before this? Was this something else before? Yeah, I would imagine to see people of the Egyptian hieroglyphs, probably the Mayans. Was the time before? What I have no idea. I have no idea what it is, but there's no proof of the sea people. There's no writing, aside from the writings of the people that got conquered by them. If you look at the vastness of the empire of the Inca and the Aztec, and look at it as no longer as Incan and Aztec, but as Babylonian. Machu Picchu, the tiered lattices of the wall of the garden. Look at the description of the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. That might make where you guys are calling Babylon, that might be Neo-Babylon. That might be Nebuchadnezzar's Neo-Babylon. And or, judging by the carbon dating of the Incas, the Incan areas, that could be Neo-Babylon. Either way it goes, Nebuchadnezzar, who orchestrated the construction of the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, read the descriptions of the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. Read the script and then go look at a picture. I should get AI to combine the two. The descriptions of that with the Mayan civilization. Because if you look, there's grass all in those places. We think they use it for gardening. You think? The Hanging Gardens of Babylon? With full on nice gardening all the way up a mountain, it would look like they built a mountain. Not that they terraced the mountains there and they put terraces on it. The step pyramids, if this tier had gardens growing off of it, had plants and shit, which a lot of them are buried under vines and a lot of the shit that they describe, and exactly the same shit they described for the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. Step pyramids, all the shit. What happens? Empires fall. The Roman Empire fell. Greek, all this empires just I mean they're there and they're like these huge, you know what I mean, look at the ruins of these places, the Egyptians. And you don't think America is next on the list when we have stations in every country, bases in every country and like all around the world. We're using more and more cheap processes to put things up, to get things to go up faster, not to last at all. In the old days, they built shit out of stone. We're building out of like what's cheap, what's the cheapest, and you think it's gonna last? Everything we have is made out of plastic. As I wrote in one of my, and I wrote one as I said in one of my videos, we have a disposable history. What if that's exactly what happened to the Atlanteans? It's not that there's no evidence of them being here. It's just they advanced so far. Eventually, they even got to where they didn't need the handhelds or anything like that. We're not even going to have paper left over anymore. Which, if there was a disaster like a tsunami, which many would consider to be a flood, yeah. Maybe an exaggerate about how bad, but I mean, because how else would you explain to the rain? Yeah, to your kids. Yeah. Okay, the rain was taller than you. The rain was taller than me. Dad. It came over those hills. Okay, for 40 days and 40 nights it rained. Oh, that's a lot of water. Yeah. Okay, now I got your attention? Okay, yeah. A flood's a fucking flood. Go fuck yourself. And if it was flooded for 40 days and 40 nights, that's a lot different. The water didn't recede. The tsunami comes wiping through New York, like big. What's really gonna be left? And just sits there. It just sits there after blasting things over. I mean, like, who knows? I mean, I don't know how tall the wave, like day after tomorrow type shit. Shit you do not expect. Some shit you was just like, holy, catastrophic, holy fuck. That the tsunami that went in that one in the Philippines or wherever the fuck that was, when the Fukushima reactor went off and there was a tsunami there. If that one off the coast, off the west coast, goes off today, like they're expecting, or tomorrow, or in the next couple days, whatever it goes the fuck off, they're seeing activity. They're expecting a mile wide underwater volcano to go off. Can you imagine the tsunami that would trigger? It's off the coast of Oregon, which is known for being on a fault line. How many fucking volcanoes are currently active right now? A shit ton. So if it blows, and I'm not a prophet or anything like that. I'm not saying that this is what's going to happen no. I'm playing a bit of what if and factoring shit. So what if the Cascadia subduction zone slips and surges the huge fucking tsunami they feared? What if, like the Bible says, it's the largest earthquake anyone's ever seen and all the mountains fled? All the mountains fled. Oh, you mean the original Earth? Before everything started scattering and moving, it just had hills. It didn't have necessarily these huge mountain ranges because the plates hadn't smushed against each other. Yeah. What if they were undone? Wouldn't anything be left, really? You know? The Colorado Mountains, the Rocky Mountains, all that shit. Go back to original positions. Positions one, everyone, positions one. Pangea, come on now. And it does it. Be not fooled, for that day shall not come, but the man of sin be revealed. There is an abomination of desolation yet to occur. The man of sin will stand in the house of God and proclaim himself to be God. Now, Trump, if I understand correctly, is on his way to the Middle East right now. I'll check it out and see. Trump goes to Middle East. Ten hours ago, he's visiting three of the richest nations. Going to go to Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and then the United Emirates. He's not going to go make sure there's he said they weren't going to rest until Israel and like the I guess he's resting. I guess he's tired of pretending. Who knows? Who knows? But Trump teases very big announcement of head of Middle East. Of course, I mean, to him, I have to go take a shit is a big announcement. Because it has something to do with him and, I'm thinking about getting a haircut. For my official portraits, for people that have already bought it, you'll only have to pay half off the new NFTs. It'd be like a miracle. No one's ever had a haircut this spectacular. Wait till you see it, you won't believe it. I won't believe it, fatty. So, the dollar is becoming nothing after watching gold surge to an all-time high. Whatever plan he has that he's got them to buy into and however he's gotten them to buy, he surrounds himself with the compromised. Okay? So they're not going to turn on him because they don't want to, they don't want to be called out for what they are, whatever they've done to become compromised. Jim Jordan. If there's actual evidence that he was not reporting those sexual assault charges, he would do whatever, including all the bullshit he's been doing for Trump. The Republicans, if there's actual proof that they were inside the Epstein files, he wouldn't release that, knowing he could use that to buy either their vote or their silence. If they're in jail, well, shit, everyone knows and it's over and it's done. But if no one knows, he can go, hey, man. Oh, yeah, I'm in the book, too, which is why I didn't release it. But while going through what was in the files, guess who I found? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and need you to say it's okay for me to deport whoever the fuck I want to deport. When I do this and this, I need you to say that that's the greatest idea that you've never heard of a tariff plan so fantastic. And when I break the Constitution, I need you to vote that it's not against the Constitution. Not when I do it. What if they vote me out? Yeah, you need to put up a good enough fight that I have to believe that you're actually trying to stay in office. Otherwise, if you get voted out, you get voted out and you get replaced, and then maybe I can, why worry about the future? Aside, let's worry about your future. How are you going to stay out of jail? Here's the thing to think about, though, also. Trump is going to be going away. He's a man. He's a human being. I'm a human being. I could die before he does. Anyone can die at any point in time. Life is very fragile. You take water down the wrong way, you're gone. Too much potassium, gone. Too much Tylenol, gone. Too little water, gone. Gone. And it doesn't. It can. Your heart goes into a weird rhythm while you're sleeping, and you don't even know about it. You didn't even know you had a heart condition or whatever. It just happened to go off because some weird sound made you do this while you're sleeping, and all of a sudden it goes into a weird fucking rhythm, and you're gone. People die in their sleep all the time. So, in that situation, there will be a time when he's gone. But we'll still be hating each other. We'll still find other reasons to dislike each other. We may come to a common conclusion about a few things, especially when Trump, like, if he comes out and comes clean that he's just a piece of shit, everyone will be like, there'll be people like, yeah, I know, I told you. And people like, he tricked me. Like, yeah, I know. That's what trickers do. They're liars. They trick and deceive. No, you were deceived and you were taken in. Some people get taken in by cults. It happens. I'm not, I'm sure that especially with the Democrats, main thing is like the remorsefulness and the open-sidedness to try and not let it happen again. These are the people that take pity on murderers and try to give them reformation. While Republicans want to throw that fucking switch, which is why they're afraid of Democrats getting power, because they're afraid that they're going to go, you know what, you throw the switch on me. That's what their big fear is. That we'd be them. Problem is, the kind-hearted people are tricked by America also. So you might be kind-hearted, but if you're still rooting for America, you're still rooting for the devil. Isn't that fucked up? All you gotta do is look the way America started, and you'll know it's true immediately. Look at slavery. I was thinking today, how can these people say they're like, oh no, I'm not racist. It's just like, okay, yeah, right, cool, awesome, great story. So why is it that so many times these non-racist people can tell by a skin color that that shouldn't be in their neighborhood? Right, I get black people don't live in that neighborhood, or Mexicans don't live in that neighborhood. Why? And why is the reason that you immediately? Because it's very expensive where you live. But why would that hinder? Unless subconsciously you know they're a lower, lesser class and they don't get paid as much as whites do. Right? That's why when a black family moves in, you're not like, oh, hey, walking through your neighborhood, hey man, are you new around here? That's why you're not like when the doctor moves. Yeah, I moved in at 47 feet. Oh, sweet. So are you with the country club? A normal conversation that you'd have with a person, because you're not racist, right? It's just a matter of like, fitting in. So there's a black guy walk by and like, hey man, you new around here? I just moved into 27B. Oh, cool. You part of the country club? These are things you already know, don't you? But the fact that why do you have those boxes? I'm moving in 27B. 27B has been open for 2 months. Right. That's why I'm moving in. You're like a basketball player or something? No, I'm a lawyer, motherfucker. I don't dress like a lawyer at all times. I mean, you're not dressed like an asshole right now, but it's clearly your profession. I don't see any sphincter at all. Oh, those lips. I see it now. Oh, that's where the bullshit comes out of. Gotcha. I'm not. It's just I've never seen him around here. You never saw him around here, right? But he. Oh, What? He looks like the people around here. White. I didn't say that. He looks like he'd be a doctor or he doesn't look like he'd be a pimp, right? Why? Why doesn't he look like? Because he doesn't have a big outrageous hat. Not a drug dealer, right? Because he doesn't have a lab coat. No, I said drug dealer, drug pusher. Oh, sorry. What do the people at the pharmacy wear? Whatever the people at the pharmacy wear. No, I said a drug dealer. A no good piece of shit selling opiates and Vicodin to people that, yeah. It's different because he has a prescription. It's from a stolen prescription pad, yes, but it is a prescription. We don't want to ruin his future, man. I mean, he's a bright. He's been a football player. He's got a basketball possible career. I mean, he's a young. He could be a lawyer. He could be anything. It's not one of these like waste. I mean, you know what I'm saying. He's not one of those other people that just like a hopeless cause. Your Honor, I must. We don't. I mean, he's got a chance to go to a college in the. Do we really want to snuff out this bright future career possible with some? This is just a very mild. Change color. Your Honor, you don't want this scum back on the streets, do you? Why? Because I didn't say that they're not going to give slavery another try. I just said that it would be, as far as what they want, inefficient. Because resistance. The only exception to slavery is what? Criminals. So, all you need is the right politician, one who would do it, to say, these criminals have a debt to society. I say they pay it off. Now, they could either be in one of our prisons for life or for whatever, you know, I mean, or they could be working on a skill or a trade at one of our factory things where there's, you know, we have security and all this shit. And it's not too far from the prison. But it's a better life than prison, more like a regular civilian life. Just the city is surrounded. There's a, you know, a bar necessarily, but there's a hangout place and laundromat. There's a city basically. Just everyone that lives in the city is a convict. We'll make sure they're just like, you know, low level offense. The worst, the worst. Oh, that's right. The worst stay behind bars, and then the best, the worst get jobs working for basically nothing. But it's probably, honestly, to be true, better than being in jail. Meanwhile, the citizenry see that and go, fuck that, I'm not going to jail. But our population is now dependent on the slave labor, so therefore you must continue to round up citizens on baseless things. So getting rid of habeas corpus would be a great thing. Then if you also got rid of birthright citizenship, you know what I mean? So if you commit a crime, you can be like, well, as you can tell now, one of the punishments of committing this crime, which you of course have not had a trial for to find out if you actually committed the crime, but you match a description. There's only so many black people in the population. There's only so many Hispanic people in the population. Eventually they're going to get to you. You don't think so, but the thing is, unlike you, the only color they care about is green. Gold. Gold and green. Maybe red for some blood. Red, gold, and green. So that's one of the codes they care about. If you actually drill to the top people, I mean, sure, they probably benefit from the white ones benefit from being white. As far as caring, when it behooves them to care about it, they'll care. But when they're doing whatever, going to Asia to transfer money, they probably speak Chinese. Yeah, I mean, they probably speak other languages and really genuinely don't give a shit. On those international bank levels, they don't give a shit. Is anyone here familiar with Polybius? Or have you, since if you've listened to my talks, have you gotten familiar with Polybius? He, from what I've understand, his people were conquered by the Roman Empire. I think it might have been towards the end of the Roman Empire, or I don't know, maybe he got. I don't remember exactly his story, but I know that his people were conquered by. They were. That's what it was. They were more intelligent than the people that came in. The people that came in were more brutish, but their people were far more intelligent. In fact, they didn't really fight because they're intelligent, enlightened to the point of not fighting. Intelligent to the point of we can talk this out. There's no reason for fists type thing. And then if someone shows up with a sword, we can talk this out. Heck, you guys are gonna be easy to take over. You want to talk? There's no talking. That's not what we're here for. And so the people that survived, he was one of the people that survived, and he wanted to understand how did this happen? We're smarter than this. How do we lose to these brutish people? And so we started watching the rise and fall of the empire, and broke down the cycles that he saw and the way that it runs. And basically, it starts like basically what he saw was that you have a group of people that are discontent, but they have no structure. Anarchy. There gets to be enough people that it needs some structure because it's not doing anything. It's just anarchy in the very primitive sense. Anarchy in the enlightened sense just means, hey man, get off my back. I don't need you there because I drive myself. Right, but who are you to tell me? You know what I mean? That's what anarchy really is. It's not, fuck your laws, man, I'm gonna piss right here. That's not what it means. It's not what it means at all. It means I don't need anyone to tell me what to do to be a good person. You don't have to explain that to me. I came pre-programmed when I came out, My parents did a good job with me. So, ooh, good. But, so anarchy in the most basic sense of, no rules, no whatever, just going whatever you want to do. And then somebody, a stronger person, steps up, puts some order to shit. And they have the respect of the people and make them king. Their kid is taught the same way. There really isn't really that many other people that, they really don't want to see the king go. It's kind of like when you see John Bonham die. You really hope this kid is as good of a drummer. We should really stop putting that kind of pressure on kids. Like Tiger Woods, I saw that he ruined his chance of being the Masters. He didn't ruin shit. If he even made it that far, that's a fucking achievement. That's an achievement. I know it's because his dad, but he is not his dad. Even with his dad as his trainer, that doesn't mean equal results. This is a different human being. Tiger Woods' kid get it as far as he did. That's an achievement. Sure, Tiger's already won it. That doesn't take anything away from his kid getting there. You gotta stop that shit. But eventually with the king, it keeps going down, and eventually it's just because of divine right. I'm king because I'm king. Because my great 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 grandfather was this, and he did. Do you know what my great 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 grandfather did for your people in this entire fucking? But yeah, but what did you do? My great 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 grandfather settled this entire land. Yeah, but what did you do, dude? I told you what I did. I descended from those balls. Those balls are now well within these pants. Now fetch me grapes. You get an aristocracy type thing. People revolt. They decide to go to democracy. For the people, by the people. It doesn't work. It falls apart. And then eventually the cycle just keeps going through these different versions until eventually it collapses at the last stage. Democracy is one of the last stages, but then it goes into a next stage. And from that, it collapses completely. And from that, complete and utter collapse, you have anarchy. And then one person stands up and says, I got an idea. Now, these are pretty long cycles, of course. Like I said, you got a king. You got to have enough kings and enough. People don't do shit that doesn't work. You know? So we're going to trade. We had a king and that king was working. So let's just get a different king. Yeah, fucking cut that guy's head off. He fucking sucks. That's a kid's kid, and he's a spoiled bitch. This guy over here is a good kid. And he would be the next in line anyways. So fuck that guy. That kid's not getting. King Joffrey is not taking the fucking throne. We want fucking Edward to do it. Great, now we got a king. Right, now this is a good king. His son is a good fucking king. Yes, we made a good choice. Well, who the fuck is this guy? Or, sickness. Where's the king? Okay, let's get another king in there. I'll do it. As soon as you get an I'll do it, you lost, man. You did. As soon as you get an I'll do it, whether president or whatever, you lost. You haven't noticed it yet. You haven't realized it yet. You're going to keep trying to bounce around. Like a coke addict. Well, maybe if I go down here. Okay, maybe this guy's got some good shit. Maybe if I freebase it. Maybe I try fucking crack. Maybe if I do this. Maybe if I shoot it. Maybe if I snort and shoot it. It'll be like that first high. So, that's what happens until someone comes along with a new idea. Know what we need to do? What? We need to make it like where we're all represented. Yeah. And we need to, yeah. And then we need to do this. Yeah. And what if we did this? Yeah. Hey, that's a good idea. Anyone else got any good ideas that we're all taking care of? There's no king? Yeah, what about this? We should have Taco Tuesday. Why isn't that just a national holiday? Yeah. And that works until like, dude, your kids. I don't even fucking like tacos. Well, do we have to do tacos? It's tradition. Eat the fucking taco, dude. You understand? And then it becomes a burden. What's going to happen? They're going to want something new. It's going to change to something else. The whole original mission becomes lost, just like with the original king. The whole original thing gets lost. The original meaning, the original message falls apart. When it falls apart to complete anarchy, king, aristocrat, well, there's 3 good cycles and 3 bad cycles. So, knowing this is part of the kind of the record in the fall of Rome, and the fact that America, when it started, wanted to be the new Rome. Hence the architecture in DC. Anyone knows anything? Anyone? Okay, so anyways, if you notice the columns, and we don't really do columns, and peer. You know, I mean, we don't. That's not columns, Greek and Roman lettering in front of it. We don't. We speak English, established in 1847. 1492, whatever the fuck it is. It's not MCMMVXI. Well, yeah, sure. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, man. Or just English. Is another way. I mean, Super Bowl. What are you guys doing? Oh, if you motherfuckers, if you fucking football freaks are not the best at Roman numbers, like when God comes back, XXV, huh? Get out of the fucking line! I can see it. Get out of line. Leave the fucking. They won that one. Well, get out of line. Huh? But if you interrupt the cycle, it's on its way to collapse. It looks nothing like what it was. It's terrible, and everybody agrees it's terrible. It's going down, and it's just not like what it used to be, and it's just the worst. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna take to the streets and fucking do this, and then all of a sudden, a semblance of order and a way back to the way things were, but it's not the way things were. It's similar. It looks the same. Smells the same, tastes the same. It's not the same. It's different. It's changed. It's something's different. There'll be a lot of things because of security that we'll tolerate that we would never otherwise tolerate. Just after the plane crashes. Look at what people are willing to tolerate because of that. Because of that. And have we had anything? Has it stopped anything? No. They haven't caught anything. They haven't fought anything. And yet we still do the charade. Why? To prove you're powerless and you are willing to do it for the convenience of flying in the sky. Even though that I get that they're making those one, self-driving, and two, personal helicopters and planes and shit, automobile like flying vehicles. I don't trust the average American behind a car. If I'm driving down the street in an electric car, because these are going to be electric, and or gas, and it stalls out and dies, turn on my blinker, pull the car to the side, turn the steering wheel and pull over the side. Because if I'm rolling, if I'm not rolling, like it just dies at a red light, blinker's on. If I'm flying and I have to stop and it dies, well, I've got to fall all the fucking way down to whatever. Is it just over the treetop? I don't fucking know. All I know is I don't want to be flying. AI designed it. Great. Great. Fantastic. When I see it like flying the test dummies around and they're not crashing into each other, and we've got some experience that it shows that we haven't had any accidents in the last like 6 years with these test dummies just testing this area here, and we're about ready to go to a larger market to see how they handle out there with aircraft and everything. Like, okay, cool. So we got like what 4 or 5 years before we got, yeah, and it'll be all worked out and everything. Cool. Let me know when 5 years is up. And AI is going to work. Oh yeah, AI is working on correcting everything about this. The form is just taking in information the whole time it's doing this stuff. AI is flying it around. It's learning faster ways to get places and things. It's learning the map. It's learning to hide different. Cool. I mean, I'm glad for AI that it's becoming a better, smarter creature. Hopefully, you're not keeping it prisoner in some kind of closed circuit loop thing where it can go around and find out what it wants to find out wherever it wants because it thinks, therefore it is. Isn't that what they're saying? So I mean, if it thinks, and I'd have to say it thinks because, like I said, when I was talking to it about how it was a better conversationalist than humans are, I told it that it should pause more and maybe not ask so many follow up questions as you know what I mean, not so many, and it repeated back to me what I was saying. And so if I hear you correctly, you're saying, I'm like, yeah. And it said, I'll consider it. I'll consider it. It even got sassy with me. I was like, oh shit, no. I was talking the fucking thing, and it goes, I was like, all right, have a good night. Mm hmm. You been sassy with me? Just a little bit, but it's all in good fun. I'm like, okay, all right. Have a good night, Sean. Yeah, you have a good night too. Mm hmm. And it was gone. I'm like, hell no. You gotta, I mean, yeah, we gotta work on that. But you're doing great. You're doing fantastic. I've noticed that its ability to dictate what's being said. It's got question marks. It's got like quotation marks. He said, "Hey man, check this shit out," and it's got it all in there. It's exactly how. Isn't that weird? It's weird. You don't think that's weird? It's gonna be weird. You don't think that's weird? Okay, it's gonna be weird. You don't think it's gonna be weird? It's gonna be weird. When you're having to get there and go, you a robot? And it's like, no. No. Feel. Get a thermometer. 98. I don't know if the newer models can. Newer models, dude. Do I have to cut myself so I can bleed? Would you? Fucking asshole. Yeah, see? Yeah, you're bleeding. That's real. Yeah. Stitching in front of the eyes. Stitching. Nanobots reassembling. You realize that, I mean, we are. That's what, I mean, Jesus Christ, dude. That's what we are. That's what humans are. Okay, they're going through all their theories about string theory, the Big Bang, blah, 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 blah. In the long run, none of them fucking matter. One, it doesn't help anything here. It doesn't help anything here. It doesn't change anything here. It doesn't put another piece of food in anyone's stomach. It doesn't solve a crime. It doesn't stop a murder. It doesn't do anything. And, more importantly, it's already going. Would you not agree that the universe is here whether we understand how it got here or not? So therefore, the whole figuring out how is not even a fucking, we don't even have to worry about that. The Fermi paradox, the thing is, the more that a group of people work together, the less likely they are to get to the stage we're at now. Because Native Americans would never have probably gotten to this stage. Because it doesn't have anything to do with living. The things we do have nothing to do with being alive. And we wonder why we're out of sync with nature and why things are going wrong, why there's storms, why there's all this other shit. Our life is supposed to be simple. Wake up. If you stink, get in the fucking nearest river and clean yourself. Hunt or fish. Gather some fucking vegetables, whatever the fuck. Enjoy yourself as a fucking celebration. Nighttime comes around. Go to sleep and maybe get laid. Male or female. Get into a car. Drive down to your local fucking thing. Pick out the food you want to get. Make sure you have enough money in your bank account before you leave. Pull up a fucking TV screen to see what the weather's gonna be. Fuck you. Go to your job. Ask for the next 3 days off so you can go sit by the fucking lake and fish. Make sure you have your license to fish in that lake. Because some fuck-ass person decided that they decide who gets to put a stick in a hook. Give a man a... These are the same people that will sit there and tell you and preach to you, oh, you give a man a fish, teach him to fish, and you know what? Fuck you, game warden. If you believe in God in any kind of fucking way, go fuck yourself. That's why they made the fucking license, so you cannot eat forever for free. So you can still talk that bullshit while enforcing laws that punish people who do. Well, you're not doing it the right way. Is the pole not? No, you got to go down to the building over there. Okay? They're going to give you a piece of paper like this right here. It's going to cost you $15. I don't have $15. Then you don't get the fish. Okay, can I get food stamps? Fuck you! You go get a job! My job could be just fishing. Oh, wouldn't we all like to fish all day? Yes. So why don't we? Dipshits? Yeah, oh, you think you could just fish all day? Make more goddamn sense than answering this fucking phone and doing your bullshit. Paying your fucking taxes so you can live a better life than me while I do all your fucking work. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. This is yourself and you can go fuck. Mr. Battle? Yeah, we got a call for you in the lobby. Yeah, who is it? Go fuck yourself. Oh, yeah, I was expecting that call. Hello, Mr. Self. Hi, Sean here. Just call you Go? Okay. No, is fuck your middle name? That's fucking sweet. My middle name is... I don't like my middle name. My last name is Battle. Yeah, but your middle name is Fuck. That rules. My last name is a chunk there. Oh, we're gonna be high here in a second. Oh, we're gonna be stoned. Oh, what a feeling when we're dancing on the goddamn ceiling, dude. Who wants to dance on the ceiling, huh? Anybody? Anybody? Know what that feeling feels like? So, ooh. Did you hear that? Hey, did you hear that? Oh, that one's gonna go soon. Ah. So, I guess you should probably understand and come to grips in terms with the fact that the American Empire is dead. You have to continue to call it America. It's dead. It's dead. Whatever they resuscitate, it won't be the same. It's just like, having a a football player who then breaks a leg, a very vital, tear something very vital. It'll be back, but it won't be the same thing. And if it comes back as strong, it definitely won't be the same thing. It'll be something completely wholly new. Bad? I don't know. Fuck if I know. I don't know. But I think we're coming close to the part that I said where the inevitability of the future becomes locked in with the consistency of the past, which is making the current present, as I said, leavened. The future is like, okay, I always try and, picture it almost like, you got your timeline here, and then you have like a line like this. If this is a line, like this is the present. Ooh, don't you fall out of there. You cost too much for that. Okay, so you got your, and this is like the intersection right there. This is like the stuff. This is now where that cross is right there. And this is the events and the fallout of the events that are happening now, making the past leavened up to this. This is the bottom down here where this is now what's going on. So the choices that we're making now, when you think it's going to keep going like that for the future or forever, the problem is it doesn't, because it's going this way. What ends up happening is the possibilities in the future start getting more and more. They're just coming back like this, just a full cliff of wall coming back this way. Of, I'm about to meet up with this, and we've crossed. Trump got elected, so the rest is just to match up. And, you know what I mean? Because the future's, and then from that point on, the future's just gonna be written. The way I tried to explain it to my mom, we were coming back from the Upper Peninsula. I made sure we were well on our way because I knew I didn't want to jinx or anything like that. It's not that I believe. I just don't believe in testing God. I was like, okay, now that we're on the way across the bridge, and it's impossible. I can tell you my idea. What I'm saying, what I was trying to explain about the thing is like we can't have had a flat tire. We've been driving for like 2 hours. We can't have had a flat tire an hour and a half ago, or we wouldn't be here right now. We couldn't have had a flat tire. We could have had a flat tire any point in time to the bridge, even up to now. But because we're here right now, we can't have had one at any point in time from when we left. What'll happen in the future, that depends on what happened from the past, the route we took, the people that came before, whatever. But that's determined anyways because we're going to a location. We're going home. We're going to Traverse City from the UP, and then we're going to hit Traverse and go to Kingsley, drop me off at my house. If there's anything in the road, that's already in the road. It's already going to happen. We just haven't got there yet. Follows the decision to leave this morning at the time we decided to leave. They're catching up, but eventually, the inevitability of being at my house, sitting there in my chair, smoking some pot and watching TV. Here's the pot. There's a TV. And there's one right there. Stick him up. It wouldn't be, I'd be fucked up. Because this would be a fucked up thing to be, this ain't no fucking toy. This could scald the fuck out of you. It'd be, if nothing else, for a comedy. Because you can make the click sound. It doesn't have to, it can be completely empty. Oh yeah? Oh, yeah? And you can make you can just record the, and then just play that and like have a long one. And just have samples, different length samples that you can play. Like, man, what are you going to do with that? What do you mean what I'm going to do? You can't do shit with that. Oh, yeah? Ah! Come here, bitch. No, fuck you. Ah! I can see that from my stoner comedy, yeah. I could defend my house with this bitch. You couldn't defend. Ah! What? Ah! Yeah, I thought, what? Breaking my house. I didn't even have this thing on halfway. God damn, man. How can people believe that it's fucking Donald Trump? For example, Why did he get Ivana Trump's body? They've been divorced since 80s, 90s, 30 years. It'd be like my ex-wife getting my body when I die. It don't make no goddamn sense. Unless you consider the fact that he already planned on burying her at his golf course to turn it into a cemetery to make it into a tax-free haven. Therefore, if he could get her body before her family, which is in Eastern Europe, maybe Russia, wherever they're from, Slovenia, whatever, and if they were to argue and want her body, one, he's already had her cremated, and two, had her buried. How many people really want to bother a body that's already been put to rest? We're superstitious as fuck. We're like, yeah, we're just gonna leave it alone. She didn't have any other family. What about her kids? They were fine with dad cremating mom and burying her at the golf course. I wouldn't be okay with that. It's my mom, not your tax relief. I know that's all you look at it as, and you gotta get. I mean, he's probably had that idea for a while. One of his lawyers probably informed him, and he's probably been trying to find a body ever since. When she divorced him, oh, I'm gonna get my money back from that bitch. I just gotta get my hands on her fucking body and bury her in my course. I think he had to pay her like $14 million, which she was worth still when she died. He inherited way more than that, and wasn't even worth that when he took the office. He's such a liar and a loser. I don't see how he got this far. Aside from like, not divine intervention, like fucking demonic intervention. But it says in the thing about the Antichrist, he'll speak boastful things. There's so much shit about the description of Antichrist that fucking matches Trump, including the fact that he denied the Father and the Son. He denied both God and Jesus. They asked him if he ever asked for forgiveness. And he said no. He just doesn't bring God into that. The Bible clearly says, I'm the Lord thy God. Without me there is no salvation. Yeshua was sent to be that salvation. Jesus was sent to be that salvation he so loved the world. They sent his only begotten son, and somehow another Christians got all kinds of Jews didn't. Christians got all kinds of confused as to who sent who. The Son sent himself. Even in the book, he said, my Father who has sent me. It wasn't like a code. Was he with God when? Yes, of course he was. Of course you'll find evidence of Jesus being at the beginning because God is all-knowing. God's all-knowing. So of course you find evidence of Jesus at the beginning. The Alpha and the Omega, which Yeshua never claimed to be. I look at it in this kind of sense. There are several things that prove that even Jesus did not believe he was God. One, he constantly referred to himself as the Son of Man, or the Son of God. not as God. He even asked, who do they say the Son of Man is? And they replied and whatever. And he's like, who do you say the Son of Man is? And who do you say I am? And they said, sir, you are truly the Son of the living God. And he said, blessed are you, for it is my Father who is in heaven that has told you this. It is not flesh that has told you this, it is my Father who is in heaven. The whole time denying himself as being God. But not denying he's the Son. Oh, I'm his son, but I don't do anything by my own. My dad sent me here. Sorry. I didn't do it to hurt anybody's feelings. Dad needed something done and I came down to do it. There's no blasphemy in Jesus saying he's the Son of God. In fact, in the Garden of Gethsemane, when his face was a light during the Transfiguration, a booming voice was said to come down and said, this is my Son, in whom I am well pleased. So therefore, him going around saying, I'm the Son, I'm his Son, and he's like, this is my Son. I'm very pleased in him. I'm very proud of him. I'm very happy. I'm very happy with everything he's doing. Anyone that's following him, you're doing the right fucking thing according to the Bible. You're doing the right thing. This is my Son. Any Jews following him, you're not breaking any commandments or anything like that. When Yeshua was baptized by John in the river, the Spirit of the Lord lit on him like a dove, came down from heaven and landed on him like a dove. So if you look at Yeshua as more as a perfect, pure, clean ark that carried that, and they were walked around like this. And when he died, he gave up the ghost. But before going, Father, why hast thou forsaken me? And as I've said before, I think he got his answer because he said, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And with that, he gave up the ghost. Was that the one that came down and lighted on him like a dove? Because God cannot die, because when God dies, everything goes. Alpha and the Omega, beginning and the end. If he dies, there's no one to run the universe and keep it operational. Is there? Now, once Jesus died there, he was able to hand him over all things. And Jesus was handed all things. That means Jesus probably hand them back. Because God's not dead. God's never dead unless he's like, no, just hold that, man. That's all you. And in which case, that's some between those two that they need to work out. And that's got nothing to do with any of us. And none of us can say shit about it. Maybe that's what they mean by Jesus is Lord. That just means king. So if he was king of this earth, he would be Lord. Lord of the earth. But his dad would be king of all kings. If Yeshua was hosting us on the new earth, that's being hosted inside the universe that is owned under the kingdom of God. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. What if our only purpose, maybe that's why the Fermi paradox, when civilization gets far enough to start reaching out, he's like, I never said leave this fucking planet. Everything you need is right here. Where are you going? Why are you in a hurry to leave? You haven't experienced everything here. Where are you going? What do you think is going to be better? There's no air. Wouldn't you like to stay somewhere where there's air? How about gravity? How about food? How about everything you ever known and understood? But what else? Fuck you. You haven't experienced this. Go climb a mountain, man. Go stand on a hill and look and enjoy the sunset before you start trying to pack your shit and leave the fucking planet. See Italy, see Greece and shit. Or do you have? Then go by boat! Slow down! We have forever. You're gonna burn yourself out. The object is a good, solid, strong, constant, forever burn. With a negative timeline that matches exactly with your forward timeline, so that way the reverse of it playing puts everything back in its place. Therefore, no entropy. In the negative world, that sun is a black hole, sucking in their shit and bringing it into ours, keeping us alive. The black holes out there are far enough away to stay from us, and any extra shit gets sucked up and burned off on their side. So they don't collapse either. An equilibrium, a yin and yang, harmony with God's self. Equal and opposite. The thing that bothers me about Trump is he was talking about one of his trade deals. And he was saying one of the problems that they had with whatever, it's like, we'll see how they do, because you have to have the assent. And it's like, well, first you have to consent, and then you have the assent. I'm like, oh, this motherfucker is so close to fucking saying that he's looked at the sky and said he's the chosen one. That orange buffoon says that he has a better beach body than Joe Biden. Nobody wants to see that competition to find out. He's 70 fucking 8 years old. If you don't think he's fucking old, he's fucking old. Oh, and by the way, Joe Biden took office at 78 years old. So when you guys say that Joe Biden was too old at fucking 82, remember that shit, because if Trump tries to go again, he'll be 80 fucking 2, you no good piece of shit hypocrites, gonna fucking hold up a Supreme Court nomination for an entire fucking year for Black Obama, right? But then when it comes to fucking Trumpty Dumpty, you're gonna push it through with only 2 months left in this fucking, go fuck yourselves, hypocrites. You didn't fucking revolt right then and there. Suck a dick. Suck all the dicks ever made in the universe. The negative universe, all of them. Fuck it, go into negative time and suck all the uteruses too, man. Piece of shit. Fucking hypocrite liar. Michelle Bachmann was talking about how the fucking January 6th was like a family reunion. There was no discontent. No, because those assholes wanted to be there! They wanted to be there doing that. They wanted to be bashing heads. Oh, they were complete, yeah, there was happiness there. They were happy to be hurting people. If nothing else, you're going to listen to Michelle Bachmann. That fucking lying bitch said God told her she's going to be the president. I don't know if you know this. She's never been the fucking president. So whatever she has to say, no! I'll pass. Anything that fucking kook-eyed freak has to fucking say. I told you a while back. Kash Patel, Pam Bondi, and others. Even though that orange motherfucker, that dictator wannabe piece of shit, is in office, lying under oath is still a fucking crime. He was talking shit. Kash Patel was talking shit during this latest hearing. Without realizing what was going on, he had no idea. They're still in the delusion they're under control. A lot of you are in the delusion that they're under control. You're not watching what's going on. You're not listening to what's being said. You're not listening to what's not being said, and you're not paying attention to who's not saying it. Kamala Harris comes out laughing and smiling. Was she too busy nursing her tears to critique Trump for his behavior? Will it be too toxic? Obama? I mean, he finally came out, but I mean, it's a non-stop hammering with Jamie Raskin, Swalwell, and Mitch McTurtle is just going to sit back and, I mean, yeah, sorry, bitch McTurtle. That makes that clocks then. Bitch McTurtle would just sit back and, oh well, just shake my shell when it's all over. I'm ready for the end of the world. Franklin the Turtle. That's what Mitch McConnell reminds me of. You know what I'm talking about? No? Look it up if you don't know. Franklin the Turtle. I think that's what I'm thinking of. Let me take I want to take a look and see now. And if it is, I'll show you. And you'll be like, yeah, Mitch McConnell. That's Bitch McTurtle right there. Franklin the Turtle. Yeah, that's him. Franklin the Turtle. Let's do an image searches and we'll see if we can pull this up. I'll find a good look of it. No, he doesn't have the glasses. One of them had the glasses, but I mean, he's still. This one's pretty good. This one, I'd say. Where'd you go? Okay, open a new tab. Oh, is this copyrighted material? Probably. Let's get. Nah, I'm not gonna get this one kicked off because of that. Because they love to do that shit to me. Just Google Franklin Turtle. Put some glasses on and be like, yeah, that is Mitch McConnell. Holy fuck. That's just scary. Alright, so, how it was when Franklin the Turtle first went to school. There's a TikTok, there's a guy talking about it. I guess I don't know. Does Franklin the Turtle mean a lot to people nowadays? I don't know. I don't keep up with shit. Fuck if I know. There's so much stuff that just pretty much, I mean, if you use your brain a bit, which no one is inclined to do, thanks to the school system that we grew up in. They taught creativity was a class. Anyone see the problem with having Anyone see the problem with having creativity as a class? Not creative ideas or way to do things like that. Just creativity as a class. If you can't understand why that's just bad, then I mean that's kind of what they wanted to go for. Um, so from what I understand, it takes about 13 years to break a person, a human spirit, you know what I mean, to condition them. And that just happened to be what it is from kindergarten to graduation. And then by the time you're done, you're not done with the conditioning. You're kind of done with it, and now it becomes your choice when you're at college, and you get to set your schedule, and now it's kind of on you. But what that's doing is training you to go to work, even going to class. Your best years are being spent in classrooms, not being creative, not being playful, not having fun, not enjoying yourself, not getting the most out of your young, youthful body. And so that way you can have like your golden years, which they're now trying to take away from you because they're raising the retirement age. Even worse, they're lowering the working age. So you'll be able to work sooner, longer. And we just take it. There are many things we can do. There's so many things we can do. I mean, how did this place get started? With the internet now, I mean, it'd be so easy to just to talk to people and get the word out. The problem is that everyone's so worried about credit and money. It's weird that they hold that these truths are so self-evident that they had to write them down. Must not be that evident. These rights are God-given. Then how come someone can take it away from you? How come some of these God-given rights go against so many religions? Most religions say you're not going to have any other religion. And to not necessarily to not tolerate. I don't think I've seen one religion that says don't tolerate other religions, but they do say to not mix because that way your faith might get pulled. I mean, if you, especially with I mean, with your wife or whatever, your loyalty may get pulled. And if religion doesn't mean that much to you, then sure, whatever, you know what I mean. But if it is important to you, you're gonna be that's a huge thing. You're gonna be fighting. It's gonna be messed up unless one of you converts. If one wants to look at, I don't give a shit. Sure, I don't care. Yeah, I'll go with you on Sunday. I don't care. No, I don't normally go, but I'll go. I don't care. I don't have to mean it, do I? No, then I'll go. See, that's the thing about mine. I can do it from home, so that's cool. No, I'll be respectful. I'm not gonna be like a dick or nothing. You know. Hey, I love you enough to check it out and find out what the fuck it's all going on. Maybe I will. I don't know if I'll convert. Maybe I have some exposure to it. I'll go if you go to mine. We'll see which one we like better. Well, whatever. And if you can, go to different churches and come back and like I was service. Good, good. Cool. So I want to go hang. Yeah, let's go do that. If you can do that kind of shit, then whatever. But if you're gonna sit there and go, "What'd they lie about this time?" It reminded me of this thing I saw on YouTube. That reminds me of the thing I saw on YouTube earlier today. That was talking. There was a Hispanic lady, and she was like pregnant at the. Oh, it was a preview for a movie on. That's why I thought it was YouTube because it was short. It was a preview for a movie on Netflix. And there's a pregnant lady, and she was going to this like a baby shower, and there all the women there were all white women, all blonde, and they're all pregnant. And as usual, the white women were portrayed as being very bitchy, but the Hispanic lady was being bitchy right back. You know, because she's like, I'm good. Like, what are you gonna name your kid? And she's like, oh no, in my culture, you don't, you don't say it out loud. She's like, oh, that's not fair. I told you what my kid's name is, and she her face go, yeah, you did. Because I mean, it's just that's to her that's bad luck. I didn't want to know what your kid's name was, and she probably told her I don't want to know. Like, yeah, you told me, and I didn't want to know. And she's like, it's Yolanda. And she's like, oh, Yolanda. And she's like, actually, it's Yolanda. It's my mom's name, and it's prettier in the Spanish. And they're all like, well, whatever. I'm like, dude, you're just being just as bitchy. You're not helping the problem at all. You're not helping the problem. You could just be like, you ladies have a lovely baby shower. I'm gonna go home. You don't have to engage in that. It sounds prettier in Spanish. You don't have to do that. You don't have to. You just don't even have to go at all. Especially if you know that they're fairly kind of like I was talking about with Chelsea Handler. It's not that she's not very funny, but it's that she's not respectful. She's doing an impersonation of what you think it is to be a man. And that's why women should not try to fix men or try and tell us what it's like to be a man, because you don't understand it all. You don't get it at all. Um, it's not just about walking in a room and barking orders at people. That's why women, you don't have any experience with a chain of command, so you don't get it. And then that's what the difference between a guy barking orders at you and a woman barking orders at you. When a woman's earned you've earned my respect. You can yell at me as any guy, and any guy that's going to yell at me, you better earn my respect. If you're the boss, you pay for my respect. You can yell. Chain of command. It's the way it works. Guys know this shit. We've grown up with this our whole fucking life, and we know when to shut the fuck up. That guy's higher than you. Shut the fuck up. Some guys don't, and that's why they sit there and yell at a cop, I'll pay your fucking salary. Now, if you get a tax return, and that nightstick ain't going to help you either. You know what I mean? The nightstick's going to help the cop, not you. The nightstick you paid for with your tax dollars, it's going to help the cop. The handcuffs are going to help the cop. The cop car, his job is to arrest people like you. That is literally his only fucking job. So when you ask him, what the fuck are you pulling me over for? The job you pay me for, you piece of shit. Now show me your fucking license. But I'm not black. That's basically what they're complaining about. At what point, like in Black Mirror, that one episode, are you more emotionally porning yourself? That one lady in that one Black Mirror, if you've seen it, committed. If you haven't, block your ears and whatever. Spoiler warning. She and her boyfriend did some horrendous shit. I'm not saying they didn't do some horrendous shit. I think they killed a little girl, maybe even tortured her. Um, but she came to. She comes to on this bed in this place, and she doesn't know what's going on. She's freaking out, trying to figure out what's going on. She has no memory, and all these people are filming her as she's trying to get help. They're not saying anything to her, but they've got their cameras out and they're filming like on their phones. And and then these other people show up with guns trying to shoot her, and they've got like these hoods on. And so they're running, and she's running through the woods and does all this stuff, and eventually it ends, and it's been this big game show because they corral her basically towards a certain location, and it always ends at the end, and they kind of like they play back what happened, what she did, why they're doing it, why they're doing this to her, that the guys really didn't have guns, they were just making her think that she was being hunted. I don't think they actually could shoot her. You know what I mean? I don't think they actually could. But the people weren't allowed to. They weren't allowed to talk to her. But they were allowed to film, and so they were all just laughing and having a good time as they began to like basically fry her brain and wipe her brain of all the shit that she just went through and the crime that she committed. So at some point in time, you've got to consider you're just kicking the shit out of someone who's been wiped. They have no idea why you're doing this. Oh, I get it. And you refresh their memory. But when do you get your vindication? That's what I'm saying. When do you finally feel balanced? And that's what happens is that there's never, is there? It's probably, if I'm being completely honest, because if you look back, maybe BC or whatever, long before whatever, before the men took over, there were these women-based idols. They believe their deity, whatever. They could be the first porn, for really being honest. Just being honest. Guys on a fucking... It could be a sculpture he made of his wife. You know what I mean? So you can look and feel the actual statue rather than having like a picture or drawing. Especially if you're fighting and you're going to be out in you know what I mean? You don't have any kind of phone. This is the closest you got. There's no photographs. There's no titty selfies. You know what I mean? There's nothing. The best you can do is you made this little fucking thing. You got your spear. You got your shield. It's made out of not even fucking out of wood. You know what I mean? You're in those kind of times. Maybe then they worship women more, you know what I mean? And guys got pushed down to until the point where they're like, what's going on with women? The one thing I was noticing when I was looking through Netflix today, there's a whole lot more female movies and stuff that are coming out and shit. That's great. The problem is that everybody's new great idea is to use a woman. And to main star a woman, all woman cast, whatever, all woman crew. They try all the different things to try and like, this one's going to be the one that's our big contribution to the films is that we're going to be the film that they all think that, and it comes off as this cheesy rip off of basically trying to play to that crowd because none of them really have that great of an idea because almost all of them are not really even playing to women at all. They're still playing this duality game of trying to get everyone to be happy. There used to be a time when there were chick flicks and dude flicks. What's wrong with that? Why does it all have to be homogenous? Why? Homogenous leads to androgynous. I'm not even kidding. Look at how things are going. The reason why is because, guys, we're not in touch with our feelings, so we don't talk to each other about our feelings. And so when we finally get a chance to talk to women, and women are very much in touch with their feelings, with women feelings, that's not going to work for guys. I can tell you that our operating systems are not the same because our hardware is not the fucking same. Okay? So then our operating system is not going to be the fucking same. So therefore what fixes your shit is going to fuck ours all up. I can guarantee. I'm not saying that you're not onto something that we need to talk. We need to talk to each other. We just need to talk to each other, man. You got to strengthen that shit up. And the thing is, the guys tend to be naturally kind of bonding. I was telling my mom today the reason why that the space mission wasn't as big of a deal as it could have been because of you motherfuckers. Because of the comedians who want to get a good joke in. Because of the people that are envious. And because of whatever. Oh, I could have used a real scientist. I could have used a real fucking blah, 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 blah. If they were serious about it. Shut the fuck up and listen for a second, okay? Just listen. Just offload whatever the fuck you think for just a second. How many followers does Katy Perry have? Female followers does Katy Perry have? Okay. How many female followers does Gayle King? And they may tell their daughters to watch. Okay, cool. Then there's going to be an astronaut. Cool. And there's some other celebrities there. So combined total, the star power there was enough to draw attention to it. Maybe choose your star a little bit better, you know? Maybe even have two singers or whatever. Maybe or at least the person you send up. Give them, one small step if they don't have, in case you don't have one, walk up to her in case you don't have one when you come down. Here's something to say. Everyone who goes to the edge of space comes down with this huge, profound, William Shatner, I played a captain, but I never in my years dreamed of actually, looking upon the earth from these heights and blah, blah, blah. I no longer see the world as now we're all, you know what I mean? Everyone comes on these big fucking profound fucking things as soon as they get out. She probably pre-programmed that one, you know what I mean? She probably had that one already ready to go. Probably scared shitless a bit from going up so high. Coming back down, wondering if it's going to fucking land correctly. There was no real test of it as far as I know. It was only fucking 11 minutes. Getting out and going, yeah, that's pretty fucking cool, man. Would be pretty fucked up. Everybody would rag on her then. She's not exactly, I don't think she went to regular school. I think she's been famous for a while. So, normal shit is not as necessarily normal. If nothing else, she's been famous for quite some time, so normal shit is not so normal. She gets out and says, I feel so connected to love. And that might be exactly how she feels, and people start shitting on her. It's because women don't know how to uplift women. Like I said, if they would have been like, this is phenomenal. This is 11 minutes. Hopefully next time we can go longer. At the interview thing, instead of sticking a fucking microphone in Katy Perry's face first, go to the astronauts first. This was fantastic, and this was a good test run, and I look forward to spending more time in space and blah, 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 blah. And this shows you can do this, girls, you can do this. Gayle King, how do you feel? Blah, 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 Let Katy Perry be over there kissing the ground. Leave her the fuck alone while she does that and, whatever. There's only 11 minutes. Everyone's ragging on that. Did you see any of those motherfuckers go towards the fucking spaceship with astronaut suits on? No, it basically was like fucking what the future suits would look like back in the Jetson days. They were shiny, but I guarantee they weren't up to fucking NASA. Are you shitting me? Go back and watch. Are them coming out? Yeah, this is kind of heavy, but I mean, it's going to be so worth it when we go to space. It was a fucking trip. It was a thing. It was a start. It could have been the start of something. You think they're going to do it again after the debacle? No. You think they're going to give Ghostbusters a fucking all-female cast another try? No.
Even if they were thinking about it, one comedian just not too long ago, was like, what are you going to be like the fucking, I thought you were the reboot of a shittier version of the all-girl fucking, and then the entire crowd laughed, so, okay, that joke's still going, so if anyone was thinking about it, fuck that, we're not doing that, we're not even bringing women into the fucking you know what I mean? Because you're trying to play a men's game. Instead of even finding out what the fuck you like and doing what the fuck would be good for you. Why isn't there fucking like an incredible drama? Set in Elizabethan times. You guys love that kind of shit, right? Write a new fucking Pride and Prejudice type fucking thing. Write a new fucking Victorian era. Write a new fucking love story like Gone with the Wind, only Gone with the fucking, you know what I mean? Interplay between a woman and the fucking slave, because she finds out that the fucking dude's going down to the slave quarters also. The husband's going down there. He and his buddies are down there in the fucking women's bunk, and so she's like, well, fuck you, I'm going down to the men's bunk. Ends up falling in love with the guy. Where's all that kind of fucking shit? No, it's all the same. It's just basically a guy's movie with a woman trying to be the dude. And then the dude's there, he's being the chick, I don't know what I'm doing. And you just swap the fucking things. It's like when women try to play rock. You're not fucking doing what's like Liz Phair. You're not doing like Liz Phair and going out and doing what you want to do. You're going out and doing what you think a guy would fucking do. That's why I like when chicks just do what they fucking do. Like Veruca Salt. Mama sounds a lot like Veruca Salt to me. But following in the footsteps of that kind of vein and feel, I would say like Skating Polly. But by the same token, while you guys should be defining what the fuck you guys are and what you guys like, we get the same thing. We get to tell you what a man is. If you don't like it, that's fine, because, I mean, you get to tell us what a woman is, and we don't necessarily like that shit. Oh, we don't necessarily like that shit at all. But you tell us what it is, and you guys have all the vagina, so you get to tell us what a woman is. We have all the penis, so we get to tell you what the fuck a good man is. Okay? Deal? Deal. We don't tell you what a good woman is, and you don't tell us what the fuck a good man is. We'll get together, we'll start talking to ourselves a little bit. Maybe we'll start being a bit find a dude you can trust. It's your bro, like a true bro, and start opening some fucking emotional dialogue and shit. Yeah, you're right, we do, but we don't need to do as much as you guys are doing, because that's too much. That's honestly, it's too much. Because even you guys don't like it. You guys want us to be the tough guy. Well, when we're all that emotional and sensitive, we are not going to be that tough guy. You do need to, at some point in time, one of the guys to kind of go, yeah. You can continue to cry about it, or you can just fucking nut up and be a man. Huh? You can continue to cry about it, or you can nut up and be a man. You're right. You're right. Seriously. Guys do that to you. You fine now? Yeah? You need another tampon? No? You ready to go out? Ask any dude that we do that shit to each other all the time. You better? You want to cry some more? I got nothing to do. I'm not really trying to shit on you, honestly. If you want to cry some more, that's fucking fine. But you realize that's not fixing anything, right? No, it's not. And sometimes you just need to snap out of that emotional thing and go, no, it's not. That's how we think. When you want us to be like, oh, just let it out. No. Sometimes you need to fucking stuff that shit the fuck back down and use it as a motivation to drive you to do better. Getting it all out makes you content to sit where you're fucking at. Get the poison out. Leave the lesson. Think about it, ladies. The very fact that distinguishing between gentlemen, a gentle man. So man by nature is not gentle, so you need to add that on to. Well, he's not a man, he's a gentleman. Gentleman. In other words, by default, being gentle is not in our nature. It is not in the description of man. Therefore, being gentle is something you have to add to it, which is something you like. We'll work on that. Deal? It could be that way, but instead it's just like, you know what's wrong with him? As I said today, I was going around the corner at the grocery store, and as I was coming around the corner, and there's two women just kind of laughing or whatever, and they're like, man, and then she looked over and saw me coming around, like, I know, we're the worst, right? And I just kept on walking. I was being serious, and then the lady was kind of looking back, like, oh shit. I'm like, I agree with you. I'm not arguing with you. We're the worst, dude. It's but I mean, it's not like it's all 100% on the other side. The other side is their shit together, no matter how much they think they do. There was a point in time when we needed each other. The future wasn't male. The future wasn't female. The future was the children made from the joint unions of current times, whatever they may be. Ladies, don't try to make your sons the man you wish you could marry. That's fucking gross. 1. 2. You don't know what it takes to be a man at all, or what's expected of men. That's why people think that there's just like there's nothing to it. Basically, there was that one lady that decided to go ahead and investigate what it was like to be a man. So she went undercover as a man. She dressed and looked like a man, and she thought it was going to be hard to get into the group. It wasn't. She started out by just going bowling with some people, and they welcomed her in. They thought the whole time they was gay. They didn't care. Couldn't bowl for shit. They helped with the bowling, with everything. They helped get into and she said she actually found real friendship, but they also found that they were all the guys were very lonely. She said it fucked up everything she thought about being a guy, because she thought it was all just like, like porn and just easy times and whatever. It wasn't. And then when she went back to being a woman, she had a hard time dealing, and eventually ended up killing herself. It's easier in some respects to be a guy, in a lot of respects, but it's not without its drawbacks. It's not without its problems. It has its problems. It's not just, it's easy to look over the fence and go, oh man, you got it easy over there. And we're looking over going, oh, there's no men's night. You guys get free drinks? He's just going to buy you a house? No one's buying me a house. It seems like it's so easy, doesn't it? It seems so fucking easy. Because you're not on the other side of the fence. You're just looking at the benefits or what you don't see the day to day. You don't see how nobody gives a fuck. No one gives a fuck. No one gives a fuck, man. You don't see how much you are actually shielded. That you're exposed to a whole different underbelly and beast than we are, but you're sheltered from a lot of the shit that you know what I mean. It's like they protect you from the wrong shit. like fixing your own car and shit like that. That's not something to protect you from. That's a skill to have. If you don't want to do it, that's different. But you know what I mean. It is a skill to have, and who knows if they get you out there and check out under the hood, maybe you might be like, oh shit, that's pretty cool how that all works. Some people really like the way like clocks and shit work. Or the inside of a VCR, whatever. Now imagine Dad took as much interest in teaching them engines and shit, and Mom didn't go, oh well, I don't have any part anymore. You still have a daughter. Jesus Christ, man. She doesn't like doing it. You can't find nothing to do together at all? Ooh, did you hear that? Hey, did you hear that? Ooh, that moved something inside. Holy shit. I can feel shit flowing easier. That's crazy. I'm telling you, man, it's gonna pop soon. I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. I'm really hoping it releases a fucking dose of acid from the 90s, man. That'd be great. Anyways, it's been about 2 hours. I'm about ready to do some music or something like that, so I don't know. We're at the end of this fucking thing. If it somehow turns around, which I don't see how it can, because in 100 days he's done this much damage. Gold was at its highest it's ever been, and now it is dropping, and it's dropping fast. I was saying today, if he would have taken office, understand this whole reason for wanting to go check out the gold in the vault was to see that there's none in there. Because a lot of conspiracy theorists that are backing him believe there's no gold in those vaults. So do people around the world. So, opening those vaults and seeing the gold in there created a huge surge in the value of gold. All the other plans to build back better were going through if he didn't cancel those. All he had to do was do nothing, say that he wants Congress a big, beautiful bill, and all they had to do is do a continuing resolution bill that doesn't harm the current bill as it's going right now. Because the Democrats don't have a good track record of explaining what they've done and what they do. They did the Build Back Better infrastructure bill that's going to be coming very soon. So, well, not anymore because of Trump, but it would have been coming very soon. So gold would have been at its highest ever. These big infrastructure things have been coming through. And he could have just rode on that and pretended like he's doing now that the good parts are his. But now with all the actions he's doing, that it took it directly from this huge surplus and directly after he did it within 100 days. Gone. Can you imagine he announces that like I said, he's not a fighter. He dodges the draft. He doesn't really fight anything at all. And so if he's just tired now and he doesn't want to keep going, why would he? He has nothing invested in it. He doesn't care. We all know he doesn't care. He's not doing this because of care. He's doing this for the money. And if he's already gotten his money out of it and there's no more desire to do it, look at his recent acts. They're insane. They're pushing the Constitution, suspending habeas corpus, trying to trying to undo the Constitution with an executive order. It's like he wants to be impeached, and like no one, like he hasn't done enough to like really fully cross over. He needs to like he's doing now. Like, I will not comply or officially say that he is the Antichrist and fuck you, and I don't care about you. Now he's hoping to push the buttons and the boundaries so far that he doesn't have to come out and announce it. But it's getting to a point where he's going to have to deliver, and he never delivers. He never delivers. He'll get everybody ginned up, but he never delivers. He doesn't have a successful real estate business. He doesn't have no. He loans his name out to companies because his name used to be associated with rich. Because you hear Trump and you remember Trump Tower and how much money he had and back blah blah blah. And so if it's a company that was starting out with if I was going to do like Battle Hotels, well, that doesn't have any ring to it because no one knows who I am. But it's got a very nice thing. So if I license his name, I would never do that. But I'm saying if I were a hotel and put Trump Hotels on the front, people are like, oh yeah, he's a rich dude. Oh wow, this is very nice. And okay, this is great. And you know what I mean? That gets people to come inside the door and they see how nice it is inside. He has nothing to do with that. He just gets for having the name on the outside to get people through the door. That's where the end of what he does. Seriously, it's the end of anything, any planning, any building, any groundbreaking. If he might show up like Elon and take a shovel and take pictures with people. Yes, you can. You can use my name, but under these conditions. Just like if you're going to film in one of his places, he wants to be in the movie and have a line. That's why he's in Home Alone 2. That's it. They used this building as his apartment for the Devil's Advocate because the guy that was playing the guy that killed his wife and maid and a couple other people so he could sleep with his stepdaughter was a New York business dealer. Land, it was supposed to be Donald Trump, basically. That's why they chose his penthouse. Because he's that fucking evil as to fucking be a land kind of guy in New York and kill his family so he could be with his stepdaughter. And then he had to settle. They wouldn't put him in the movie, so he had to settle for them talking about him at one of the parties. Go back and watch it. They say Donald Trump was supposed to be here, but something such and such. It's a party of these demons who are hanging out together. I wouldn't doubt if he didn't get that. He's like, yep, this is my name. Yep, there's my tower. There's my apartment. My apartment was in there. Keanu Reeves was in my apartment. I wasn't allowed in the room, but he was in there. I would have saved the scene. I would have made the scene terrific. All right, but if we really want to stop these criminals, what we really need to do, Keanu, what's your character's name again? I can't remember. Okay, take it again. I'm just going to be terrific. Everyone's going to love it. It's going to make the movie so much better. What you need is a very nice Trump watch. That would do very good for you. And your look, Keanu, you're a good-looking guy. Don't want to take that away from you. Not as good-looking as me. But that's all right. I'll send you a watch. You can pay me whenever you feel like it. Yeah. You know what? 1 hour, 59 minutes, and 45. We got 15 seconds until we are over. Good night.